Hello guys and welcome to the first sports video on this channel. Today we are going to be breaking down the All-Star Game, my prediction, the Pro Bowl. I call it the All-Star Game because that's what I'm used to for NBA and baseball, but we're going to be breaking down the Pro Bowl, going over the XFL rules, breaking down the K-State fight and K-State KU fight, and then going over Zion Williamson's fantastic NBA debut. So let's get... Okay, guys, so in terms of the Pro Bowl, we are going to get started. And in my opinion, the American Football League has more substantial and beneficial players on the team, mainly in the quarterback position. So for that, it's going to be Lamar Jackson versus Russell Wilson. And we all know Lamar's better, but Lamar could choke like he did in the playoffs. Rip. Then we have Deshaun versus Drew Brees. Deshaun Watson versus Drew Brees. And I think that will be another win in terms for the AFL. As you can see behind you, you have got Patrick Mahomes playing this last year's All-Star game. And you will see that the... what am I trying to say? That Russell Wilson didn't really show up throughout these highlights. He got more playing time than Mahomes. And if Russell gets as much time as he did in this Pro Bowl, I think they'll lose again. The tackling is not good. But defense doesn't really matter, but the defensive highlights for the American Football League are the AFC, I guess. It's not the AFL. I'm getting confused. But for the AFC, what I wrote down that were noticeable defensive players were Joey Bosa, Von Miller, TJ Watt, and Minka Fitzpatrick, who I think will be able to get a pick this game at least. And then for the NFC side, you got Aaron Donald and Marshawn Lattimore. Those were the only two that I felt like were worth mentioning, considering the fact that none of the 49ers defense will be in there. So those are really the only noteworthy players. The one position that I think the NFC is better at compared to the AFC is the running back position. I think Christian McCaffrey is better than Nick Chubb, but I think Derrick Henry is better. I think Derrick Henry is better than Dalvin Cook. So they're 1-1, but to me, when you have the receiving threat that comes with Christian McCaffrey, that is going to be more important. In terms of my overall score prediction here, it's going to be the AFC with, let's just say, 35 to the NFC's 17, because the NFC just sucks. Let's be honest. That's the only reason why the 49ers are in the Super Bowl, because the Saints can't come to play in the playoffs, and the Packers just suck, along with the Seahawks. The Seahawks, let's be honest, they're just kind of overrated. Anyway, let's get into our next topic, which will be the XFL rules, and let's start breaking that down right now. Okay, guys, so getting into the XFL, starting off with the field positioning rules for opening kickoff. Defense, or the kicking team, starts at the 35. Offensive team starts at the 30-yard line. The blockers do. Receiver gets the ball. Once he touches the ball, the players can move. They cannot move until the guy touches the ball. This is what they're hoping to do to create bigger plays, which I think will work a little bit, but not completely. But it will make it more interesting at least. Next, we're talking about double forward passes. Instead of making a lateral, what they're trying to do is implement, you can have one forward pass before the line of scrimmage. I don't get how that's going to be done, though. It's going to be really hard to do, but I guess you could create an interesting play like that. For point afters, you get 3 different options with no kicker that go 3. No, it goes 1, 2, and 3, and the 3 points is from the 10-yard line. There's no kicking an extra point. Now what you're seeing right now is the overtime rules. Both sides, it's like a soccer match, I think is what it, or football match, in where basically it's a shootout. Each team is trying to get in the end zone. Looks like from the 10-yard line, or 10-yard line, and basically whoever gets the most out of five of those plays wins the game. And if it, which you'll see here in a second, if it ties, then the game will go into a single rounds, which is basically until one team score and the other doesn't. So I think that's going to be way better than the NFL rules, definitely, but the part about the XFL is that they don't have the good enough players to make the sport interesting, so it's just going to be too much offense and not enough defense to make the games interesting. And just anything else that I'd like to further elaborate on for the XFL is that I feel like they need to get like very popular very quickly in order for the league to be a success, and I don't see that coming very soon. But if they are able to succeed and get through this first year, I see the XFL being an actual league, and maybe like almost like the G League or the D League or the minor leagues for the NFL. I don't think they'll take over the NFL, but that overtime rule does make a big difference, and I think that would be the only way the XFL is going to make their money, is that overtime rule. But the thing is they need more defensive favorable rules. I get the offense is the exciting part, but that is just not going to get it done. People want to see good defense, and coaches are looking to get jobs. And with the league they've created, it's just not going to be possible. Okay, guys, now we're getting into the deep end of the water here. K-State player steals the ball, goes in for layup in a last-second opportunity for no reason, and then a fight breaks out here. I don't know these players' names, but I do know the player who got suspended for KU, which is something De Sosa, who is about to pick up a chair here in the video. But anyways, let's get back into serious Connor elaborating on how he feels. First of all, K-State should have never stole the ball in the first place. Classic basketball move, just to dribble the ball out and respect the other team. KU could have just gone down there and scored, which is considered being very rude, which is why the K-State player shouldn't have stole the ball, because that is just equally as rude and unacceptable, but that's not finable. The part that I don't get is why De Sosa, who blocks the ball, when he blocks it, kind of taunts the guy, stands over him. You don't need to do that. You've won the game. You don't need to do that. No reason. And then the part where it gets even more unacceptable for me, and where it becomes KU's fault more than K-State's fault for stealing the ball earlier, was the point at which De Sosa brings the fight into the crowd. The K-State player comes off the bench, and it's just not necessary. And De Sosa's throwing punches here for no reason. So is the K-State player. But he's clearly destroying the K-State player. And there you can see he picked up a chair. And he almost punches his coach, it looks like there, which is completely just stupid. No reason for him to pick up the chair. I think this just should have never happened. K-State, no need to steal the ball. KU, no need to be toxic at the very end. Even though K-State was toxic, you know you're going to get in trouble. And I think that, KU season's over now. Anyways, guys, so basically further elaborating on KU, I just think their season's over, like I said at the very end there, because I don't know what they're going to do. Because I know KU individually suspended De Sosa for, he's not going to be playing even after the 12-game suspension. It might have been 14 games. No, it was 12, right? It was 12. It was 12. We're saying it was 12. And then K-State the player off the bench should be suspended for just the same time. You don't come off the bench and do that. That's like me being the bench for a team in middle school and using my weak flailing arms to attempt to punch Big Chungus, which is De Sosa. And it's kind of stupid. And anyways, guys, that's all I have for this particular event. Horrible for the NCAA, And let's just get into our next topic, which is going to be Zion Williamson's debut, and then we'll end the video. Thank you for watching this far so far. Anyways, let's get right on into the Zion Williamson game. Zionzer. Okay, guys, into the Zion Williamson game. I don't know how to say his name, so I'm saying Zion. It could be Zion. But, just a masterful debut from him. I was very impressed. His passing looked very elite. His, three-point shot was very good as well. He had 4 3-pointers in a row in the fourth quarter that got them to the lead. That is the Pelicans. And I think they would have won if they just kept him in, but I understand he's coming back from an injury. I didn't really know I can't say his name. Zion Williamson was much of a, a shooter, but I would say it's an overestimation to expect his games to be consistently like that, but I do think he can have more impressive performances, and I feel like this is good for the NBA, good for New Orleans, and, getting rid of Anthony Davis doesn't look so bad now, but I feel like they almost took a step back, because they could have got, I know Zion's really good, but, Anthony Davis is arguably just as good and gonna be more healthy in the long run, that is, in my opinion. And I feel like with how electric Zion is, that's great, but I feel like they could have got an elite point guard with Anthony Davis, and they would have been a lot more electrifying. But that's my opinion. I'm gonna let you guys watch the rest of his highlights here at the end of the game, and then this is going to be the ending of my area of the video. I'll let you all finish watching his highlights if you want to. Thank you so much for watching. Actually, I'm not going to do the outro yet. He did finish with 22 points, and I think 4 assists. I don't know his assists. I'm going to be completely honest. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you all on Saturday for a gaming video. Peace.
Here he is again. Got it again! Point land. So right now he's got 18 points and 7 of 10 shooting. But I also gets it back. Zion for 4 for 4.